See, the ridiculous broadcast has been started. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to Mappa, where we make the Mappas. But yeah, Brian had a great idea just now, and that was how do you say it, to make a game entitled The Cartographers? Boom, mind blown. I think I think that's a great idea. You know, we could make maps here and then play a one shot and be like, okay, go discover something.
Yeah, it's like an elite group that's like how would you work there? It's like maybe it's like as this kingdom was plunged into this strange realm and everything is like fog of war. You know that kind of fog and mists and everything, and this elite group gets sent into the unknown and they start charting everything and meet strangeness and mysteries and stuff. Like,
It would be crazy. I don't know how good it would be, but what would be crazy is if, say, we did a map on the Cartographers Guild, a starter
yeah,
map, right? We start off and we make like a city map or like a very small, tight region map.
yeah.
Okay, and then we explode the resolution.
Mhm.
All right. Then we do a hangout like this. We have a bunch of, say, cartographers, map enthusiasts with their respective programs, travel in the game and actually play the game and have it be more of a narrative game. Not so much dice rolling, just storytelling. And as they're exploring the world, we're drawing our own interpretations of the world we're exploring.
That's awesome.
By the end of the hangout of the game, we compare and we post it up on like the consortium or the one shot group or something.
Yeah, that's class. I like that.
Thank you for thinking of that, Brian.
Yeah, no problem.
It's a great idea.
That'll be so cool.
No, it really was your idea, or at least inspired by you.
You're taking it anyway. You're taking it anyway.
I'm taking it anyway.
Yeah.
It's plagiarism.
Like, forget the Irish guy. It's mine now.
Yeah. Been messing around with maps for like ever now. Let me just share this where it needs to be shared, and then I'll start up my Photoshop.
I should start up 9 because it takes 9 ages to start up 3.
I mean, I got it started up. I just don't actually have a new file in it as of yet because I really don't know what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to make a map from scratch.
Yeah,
you know. But speaking about knowing what we're doing, yeah, your map that you made the last hangout, you've been working on it for a bit.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
If you want to start, just share that image real quick.
Sure. Let's see.
Like so that anybody that actually wasn't in the last Mappa, from that time to this can see what's going on because it's come along magnificently.
Yeah, it's came along a lot actually. Quite happy with it. There we go. Yeah. Hope everybody can see it.
Yeah, if you would be kind enough to zoom in and share the image, a little bit more detailed version of it.
Sure. I'll do that.
Yeah, see that's nice.
Added these huge peaks at the bottom.
Yeah, I've noticed those. They're like, I don't know what they are. They're like the super reef or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Instead of putting the sea monster in, you put the sea monster's domain.
Yeah, something like that. You know, "No, come here, here."
That could be
Delete.
the back, the actual back of the sea monster, though. Like those
Yeah,
reefs move, so
yeah,
through the
yeah.
ages, they'll be
The film.
somewhere else on the map and somewhere else.
Sweet mother of chocolate gravy. Nelson is in full color.
Oh no, that's right. I gotta go black and white. Oh no, I
Oh, you're
lost
not.
my
The world
1920s.
isn't black and white. The world is full of shades of color, my friend. It's not gray. It's shades of color, all kinds, everywhere.
Man,
Nelson.
it's different values and hues. I was just
Yes.
so that you can appreciate the values,
Yeah, and the saturation.
saturations. But yeah, Tepe, have you seen Brian's map that he made last hangout? Where it's come to? Yeah, I'm actually missing all my brushes. I gotta reinstall now.
Sweet map.
Thanks, dude.
So let's start the sharing from my end as well. Hopefully through redoing everything in my computer from scratch, I'll no longer have the problem of Hangouts hating Photoshop for me. This is a good way to start Photoshop, right? 11 by 8.5 letter size, but laying down, make a map that way.
I think so.
I
Why
have no
not?
idea what I want to make, so we're gonna do the easy way. Yeah, I have no vision for whatever map might transpire,
We have no idea.
but like all great maps, we're gonna start by rendering clouds, because clouds are great. Let's let's try something new. Let's put some black splotches with some white splotches on here, just to see what happens. Let's get all, what is it? Abstract or whatever it is. Blur that with some Gaussian blur, because I don't know if anybody ever uses anything besides Gaussian blur. And then render some difference clouds, right? I don't render. Oh man, what did I just press? They still don't like each other, do they?
Are you like doing commentary of your mapping, like Mr. Happy Tree? I'm gonna paint these pretty little mountains. It's just so pretty.
Oh, you know what? That's why I'm bugging out. Because I have two screens set up now. And I'm not used to the two screen setup because I haven't had that in a long time. I'm like, wait a minute, why can't I interact with my own map? And that was the reason why. Yeah, it could be a happy little tree. See, we have to render some happy little clouds, and then we gotta render different clouds because just cause it's special. And then we go to the filter artistic cutout. Can you see the cutout now? Is it sharing?
Yeah, I could.
See, it's behaving much nicer now. With some, you know what I just realized that I probably should have realized a long time ago? Instead of using cutout and then just making everything black and white, you could actually use these as a basis for a height map. You know what I'm saying? Like this area right here looks like it's a height map. Like that's the peak of the mountain, and then that little
Yeah.
lower level, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that could possibly work all right. Because I hate making finalized changes. Let's just duplicate the layer. That way, if I mess up, I can just delete and start over with the levels. See what I want. See what I want. It's not jaggy enough, is it? That's alright though.
Oh, that's great. Grayscale. Why is this set in grayscale?
What was that?
It's a My settings was set in grayscale for some reason, so I just have to change it.
Oh yeah, you guys just gotta put it to RG. You know what? I can't remember that I see. I mentioned this before that I had my computer built and set up and hadn't touched it in like 5 years, over 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday I reprogrammed everything from scratch. But it's been so long since I've had to mess with my personalized settings for Photoshop that if I go over to my color swatches, if I go over my color, everything is in RGB,
Mm-hmm.
and I always have it in HSB, and I can't remember for the life of me how to switch it back. Because I like hue, saturation, and brightness rather than red, green, and blue. Feels weird to me. You get stuck doing your own thing, and then I'm on Mario. What was that?
You just get stuck in your habits.
Yeah. What looks better? Land. Black was land. Eh. We'll just delete all of this stuff. All the white stuff, anyway. Who wants white stuff? You want white stuff in your image? Let me go back to my swatches. I feel more comfortable with swatches.
I think I got you now, Nelson. Right? You just make a brush of some kind, do something with a layer, and then just up the saturation.
No, it's like this is just a random start, man. You do that little thing with the clouds, right? Then from clouds you do cutout, and then you have a bunch of random forms or a bunch of random shapes, and from those random shapes, pick out what you like. And if it's not necessarily something you like instead of just deleting the land, I could take this and on the layer where it's supposed to be, I can copy that and paste it. Now I have it on a different layer all by itself. See? Now if I like that land, I'll put it wherever I want, and then go back a step, and then just copy another land mass that I like. It's like this little set of I don't know random islands. I look like a little weird polka dot face. And then I'll manipulate these. Like this might look better, bigger. So I'll just make it bigger. And these might look better, smaller. So I just transform these and make these smaller. Make it look like they're breaking off of that little lip over there. Just, because why not, right? Turn those. Then I'll merge those two layers together. Then go back step and pick out another piece of land. I mean, that's like when I don't have any clue as to what exactly I want to do. This is kind of how I get things done.
Right now, I just gotta learn GIMP.
Around. I haven't had a chance to learn GIMP, but I did download it. See, that might make a good peninsula, right? I did download GIMP so that I could learn it a little bit and try to help you along. But I haven't had a chance to really check it out.
I just fixed this computer, so I haven't transferred the shapes from the other map first yet. So I was just gonna do either same shapes or just dig around with GIMP to try to learn it.
Just mess around with GIMP. Like you get a lot by just fiddling around, just not really doing anything specific. Letting letting it all come to you, you know? Like, do you have to know absolutely everything you're doing at all times?
Yes.
Well, you are the niche king, so there's that. I don't know about those little islands. Do they look good right there or not? I like everything but the islands now. And the great thing is that you can just render some more clouds and start again.
Start to think about me.
Oh, yeah.
Got Hosier stuck in my head.
I'm about to start playing System of a Down again.
Screw that.
What? You got against System of a Down?
Like, I got over them rather quickly.
What do you mean you got over them?
I got nothing against them.
Were you like a fanboy?
No, I was not a fanboy. I was just like, oh, this is okay.
Dude, Chepe, let me find out you was a fanboy. Oh my god, System of a Down! Oh my god!
No, I've never really been a fanboy of any music. Except, I guess, Beige Ballot, maybe. You could say Lindsey Sterling, maybe?
Well, she kicks ass.
She does. I mean, but it's mostly because of the concert she puts on.
I'm not entirely sure if you could, say that I'm a fanboy. Lindsey Sterling kicks. I am so glad she continued her career on YouTube, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was so worth it. Oh, that's right.
There's not that many people that cool and that relatable who are that popular and put on like that good of a performance.
Yeah. Well, the fact that she does ballet while playing violin is nuts enough.
Yes, and then also the way she incorporates art and all the effects into her stuff. Like, she does a full show. It's not just the music the entire time. Like, she knows how to do a production. Or at least she works with people who know how to do a production.
I like that one with the what is it? The little snow globe looking thing.
Snow globe.
You know that video she did where it was her and Haley something?
Wait, she worked with like whatever it's called, starts with the P.
What, Pentatonics?
No, but I do like Pentatonics.
Pentatonics starts with a P.
I know, but like, what's her face? Haley, not Winehouse. Haley.
Her band is Hailstorm, the one I'm talking
Oh, never mind. I was trying to guess the name of the other band that I was thinking of.
Nah. I thought you knew about this stuff, man. You're supposed to be the niche king. That's pretty niche.
What? I don't know, maybe. Like, I haven't listened to music in some time. Like, the newest thing I've done is looked up Hosier.
I listen to music every time I make a map. It's a requisite, don't you know?
It's not for me because music is depending on the music, it can end up being way too distracting for me.
What?
Synesthesia, bro. It's the thing. Like, if I get the wrong song, I end up feeling weird spatial sensations and being wrapped up in a giant series of motion, shapes, and colors.
That sounds both horrible and cool at the same time.
It can be cool, but it's horrible at concerts, especially if you're introverted.
It's like you never need to drink. You never need to imbibe alcohol for, like, never, ever.
No,
You just listen to the right song.
Like, I'm like naturally high just by existing. But again, it means there's a lot of things that annoy me that don't annoy a lot of other people because their brain doesn't work that way.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that annoy me too.
Well, I noticed that. like the food thing. Of course, that used to annoy me too. I just did that to bother you.
That was like, oh no,
You're about to choke me through the screen.
What?
The intentional smacking.
That's something that I can't explain, and I can't help. I really can't. Like, it drives me up the walls, and I can't explain it. It's worse when I hear myself chewing. You know, it's like, oh god,
that.
I can't stop because I'm like, I have hypoglycemia, so it's like I'm dying. I'm dying over here, but I can't eat because I'm getting too
Holy
angry.
crap. Found it.
Don't really understand it, but it is what it is. What do you think of that landmass? Is that all right?
It's horrible. No, I haven't seen it yet. It's cool. It looks like. Actually, wait. Don't do anything to it. You need to understand what it looks like. It looks exactly like a giant anglerfish about to devour like small little.
Yeah. It does.
It looks like an anglerfish. It looks like a giant anglerfish. Please do that and make it like a baby aboleth died, and that's the landmass.
All right, a baby aboleth?
Yes, aboleths are actually the size of planets in this setting.
In what? Oh, this setting. All right, there you go. That's the landmass. Let me just merge the layers.
Abolethia.
Nah. See, I gotta reinstall all of my fonts again. Jeez.
Nelson, did I add you to the City of Dreams group?
Nah.
I will, just so you could see this.
Oh.
Angler Isle.
Oh.
Very, very creative, Nelson.
Should it be that size, or like the orientation? Should I change the orientation a bit? That maybe.
It still looks like an anglerfish.
Yeah. No. It's not. I'm not trying to make it not look like an anglerfish. I'm just trying to make it fit better on the page.
Well, I think it fits better the way you're having it now.
You know.
Because you have the right amount of. Okay, now it's getting a bit weird, but you're like following the rule of thirds almost, but diagonally. It just fit better.
Yeah. I just wanted a little bit more working space.
Need a little more junk in the trunk.
Yeah, that's a little bit better, right? It's a little empty both on the upper left and lower right corners.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I can actually fill that void correctly.
You just do islands. Like an island chain going up. I shouldn't be giving suggestions because it's like I'm telling you what to do.
Nah, it's fine, man. This is where we make some maps. You got some ideas? Share them, whatnot. It don't bug me, bro. That's why I'm doing this.
How do I delete this?
Gotta pull a nice border. Do it fast. Because fast is always great, right? Isn't fast great?
There's nothing fast about anything I do when it comes to the creation process. So I do not know that feeling. I would not know if fast was great because I cannot comprehend it.
Alright, where was I? I was here, right?
Okay, well, okay, so micro I'm not fast. Macro I'm really fast, if that makes any sense. I can build entire civilizations in like 5 minutes. That's not an issue. Having entire history and stuff, and this is like I've read so much about cultures. It's just like, okay, mix this and this idea together. Done. It's like making a map or like writing out stuff or formalizing options. Then that takes forever.
Formalizing options?
Like balancing out your character options or something. Because you know how long it took me to do those sorcerer origins.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm actually. I don't know. I guess I just create quickly, personally.
I look at things from too many angles to do it fast. I'm just like, well, what about this? Well, what about this? Well, what about this? Well, what about this?
I got you, bro. I do the same thing. That's the best question ever.
Oh, what if is my favorite question. If I didn't ask what if, RPGs would be boring as hell. Like,
It makes me miss the What If comics. Remember those? Those were great. Before they had all the BS with the what you call the Elseworlds and stuff. They got rid of What If comics by creating Elseworlds.
Prove it.
He said, "Prove it, man, please."
What's shaking, guys?
What up?
someone come in?
Sounds
Nope.
like Chris, no?
Nope.
Who there then? Who there?
I don't know,
Don't make me
Chris.
check. Don't make me check, my man.
I don't know, Chris.
I already know it's Chris. I see the map. This was the genius I told you to ask about working with MS Paint.
Oh yeah.
You see him working over there? He working with MS Paint.
That's what I had to make stuff with. What's your advice with MS Paint?
My advice: be patient. And when you fuck up, thank God there's an undo button.
I already knew that, but I still don't get the quality you do.
I don't know how to help you beyond that.
You basically pixel everything, don't you? Because like you're doing. So you're doing a lighter shade and then just darkening the different elevations, like a weather map.
Right, pretty much. It gets darker as you go up.
I guess
This is very few gradients in this one. I have another one where I've got maybe 20 different colors, so that
oh crap.
it's very. It looks more smooth. It looks more defined. This is just. I'm just making a relatively straightforward map for a political intrigue game. I tried to fit it into a previous setting, and it just. I could not shoehorn it in. Shoehorn.
You whore! No, don't
A
go
shoe
there.
whore. I wonder what a shoe whore would be like. Is it a whore that is a shoe, like you like do the sole? Like is that like a one hole?
It's a shoe whore. It steals souls.
Or is it like a whore that like sells their shoes? Is it like like a term for a foot fetish person, like a specialist? I don't know.
Heather, you probably know.
What?
What'd you say, sweetheart?
What's happening?
I don't even know what's happening.
Oh, no,
Hey, do
But something to do with feet.
we know a Master Flandorn?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll prove him for the map makers then.
Master Flounder.
Flandorn.
That's a good color for land, right? That hue? That's a good color for land.
Somehow, I don't think that's his real name.
I think Flandorn is his real name, and at least that is what I will call him even if I meet him in real life at a convention.
Right?
Flandorn. Because why would you call him anything else if he's willing to go by Flandorn?
FDR. No problem. Yeah, he served 3 terms during World War II. Well, I mean, he served a term before World War II, too.
Oh, Gimp has layers.
I can't exist. What was that, sweetheart?
I think this is a trick question. Who would have some war in the United States of America?
I thought he was referring to Nelson there for a second.
Well, you know, I am kind of sweet.
The Union? Is it right?
Don't know what everything does.
Yeah,
What were you
I
gonna
do,
put?
Huh?
What you
That's what I thought it was, but I didn't know that was a trick question.
where,
How would it-
that's over here.
How would it be a trick question?
Where? Ocean.
That's a question.
Oh snap, Robin Williams. He's dead.
What were those brushes called again? God, how many brushes I gotta sort through to find this thing?
That's the music originated in southern United States, right?
Land. Where?
Look at that.
Ocean. Boom. Okay.
Those fancy brushes aren't that great. I need a shortcut.
Where is the color select?
It doesn't exist.
You don't exist. You're just an image of our imagination. You're just a computer virus masquerading as a person.
How'd you know?
You're just a picture in a box.
Every one shot I've ever ran, every time I've ever played a character, just a computer who knows how to roll up D&D 5e characters, and that's it.
Were you the guy? Are you the guy that played Nami and the One Piece one shot?
No.
Okay.
Which One Piece one shot?
The one that was late at night, Andrew Prowler in it. Like it was a 5e game that was effectively One Piece.
No, I'm not sure if that's. I've played in a couple of his pirate one shots, so I don't. But never a character named Nami. Nami? No.
Okay, well, how about? Were you? Did you leave a game and your character got ripped asunder? Like you said, you had to leave, and then your character got torn in half.
Not sure. Because I have had to leave one of these games before. I have no idea of the fate of that character, honestly. So, I don't know. What type of character was it? We'll be able to figure it out because there's certain builds I just don't play.
Fighter, I think.
Fighter?
Have you been in any of my games?
What's your name?
Chepe?
I don't think so. Not yet. Though I don't think I'd be again it.
Okay, your voice sounds like a dude who was in the Were-Tiger one shot.
Were-Tiger? I've never been in a Were-Tiger one shot, but that sounds fun.
Yeah, everyone pretty much got turned into Were-Tigers, so it was total party lycanthropy.
Total party lycanthropy.
Yep.
It's like a total party kill, only it's a little worse.
Yeah, basically one of them wanted to die because one of them was a barbarian and wanted to go to Valhalla, and I didn't let him. He ended up being a Were-Tiger instead.
It kind of reminds me of a game I was running. I had a cleric who was supposed to be lawful good, and instead of doing lawful good things like stopping their teammates from murdering the town guard, they started using their powers for evil. So I stole them. I didn't steal them. I took them back. Because, as we're all aware, a lawful good deity ain't playing that game.
There's those awesome brushes. Make things nice and fast for me. Cause nice and fast is great.
Burn! Apparently that's a burn.
Yeah, stop. Don't be a hater. Don't be hating.
He's hating.
Chepe is hating.
Hard, I can tell.
I hate the fact that I'm not figuring out just how to fill in this freaking background with blue.
You don't?
I do. Because this is GIMP. GIMP actually has layers. I'm trying to figure out GIMP because I'm tired of using Photoshop.
Supercontinent.
Not Photoshop, but Paint.
Angler Isle, huh?
I could look it up, but I really don't want to.
So what's on Angler Isle, Nelson?
I don't know yet. This is a random map that I'm just deciding to like. Whatever happens, happens.
You know what would be awesome? You know the big puffer things from...
Giant sentient anglerfish.
Yes. Oh, sentient. Have you seen like the big puffer anglerfish that float in the air and like glow and are magical and explode like a piñata when you hit them in Final Fantasy games?
No, I don't remember that.
No?
Yeah.
No?
It's in Final Fantasy games, but yes, that would be awesome. I love those. They're like one of my favorite enemies. Exploding, floating, ghost anglerfish.
Exploding, floating?
Exploding, floating, ghost anglerfish.
Well, if they're ghosts, do we really have to say floating?
Yes.
There could be walking ghosts.
Oh, could they be?
Swimming
low rate
air.
ghosts. Alright, where should I put mountains on Angler Isle? What's a good place for mountains?
A good place for me? No.
Shoreline.
I like top right area.
This area right here.
Yeah, only with the old ones you were fucking with. Those are, I mean, unless you obviously you could probably change those, huh? I don't know. I don't know nothing about no Photoshop. I just put my mountains where I want them.
Yeah, I was just asking, dude. It's a good place to put some mountains.
Fuck you! Come on. No. Can't you make your own decisions? Gosh.
Boom. My mountains got some lean with it. Lean with it. Rock with it.
You select color. Oh, that's how you select
'Cause I
color.
like to use perspective and warp on brushes. That way I could get what I want.
I like using not brushes.
You don't like using not brushes. You have no option but to not use brushes.
That's interesting. I had no idea you could do something like that with Photoshop. Just
Yeah.
warp up your thing. That's real cool. I bet you get some really unique looking mountains that way.
Yeah, I do a lot of. I use a lot of techniques in Photoshop instead of just stamping mountains.
Right.
But those don't look like they're standing straight up. They look like they got a real ill lean.
Right. They do.
Instead of that, it
What
depends
kind of
because
feel is
sometimes you have
that,
to
though?
warp too much to get the look.
Why?
There's always ways and means around everything, especially with this map. This pack of map brushes, the sketchy map brushes, you can get from DeviantArt. I can't remember the gentleman's name right now, but
Gentleman gamer.
Gentleman Gamer.
hmm
Really?
No.
Really, Chepe?
Yeah.
Does he make maps?
No. Not that I know of. He's more of a writer.
Or what? People that make maps aren't writers? Is that what you're trying to say?
Nope.
Yep. That's exactly what he's trying to say. He's an asshole.
You try to get things to pop off.
I am a living anus. I spew out gas and poop.
Sounds like a
Oh,
bullshit.
fuck it, Phil. Dang it. How did I not see that when that's like right at the center of the freaking tool select? Damn.
You've been working this whole time without bucket fill?
Yes.
Good God, man.
No. In whatever it's called. I even forgot the name of it.
Gimp?
I just didn't know where it was in GIMP. That's why I've been looking for it this entire time. Look at Phil.
Is GIMP free?
Mhm.
Yes. It's
Gimp
got
is
layers.
free. I just started. I just downloaded it, but I haven't started using it yet.
Yeah. Is it
But I do want to use it to help everybody, so I can learn it and maybe whatever.
Make
we figure out
tutorials so you
together.
can make bank on those advertisements. I know how it is.
Exactly. Make those big YouTube dollars.
Yeah, make that $5 a month.
I need like 10 million
Pay for
subscribers,
Netflix.
so
Eventually, right?
How many subscribers do you have
these
now?
videos need to bleed off. What was that?
How many subscribers do you have?
Last time I checked, it was 311.
Not bad.
Dude, there you go. But you don't get that many reviews for that, or that many views for that many subscribers, though.
No,
No, you
I average like 20 something to 30 views per video.
See, I got a lot less subscribers, but I get a lot more views for some stupid reason.
It's because nobody plays your games; they just view your stuff.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it.
Ow! Got some rolling hills up in here.
All right.
Yeah, well,
Since I will not be satisfied with the single color of blue, because I'm never satisfied with the single color of blue.
Because there's little different gradations of color. I know you understand that, and thus your perfectionist nature. Mm-mm.
Why won't it paint black over the transparent background?
because of reasons.
There's reasons.
You know, you got me on GIMP. I really don't know GIMP.
Luckily, Paint never has that problem.
He's quit Paint.
Paint's for real, man.
Paint is for people who are broke and had enough time to learn it.
That's,
Paint, Nelson often says that the Photoshop is like 10% artistry and 90% technique. Paint is the opposite.
it often is, I mean, for me, it often is when I'm working with these maps because, I mean, I know, Chepe, you saw how quickly I got to the level that I'm at now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and look at Brian. Brian's got an entire world going on.
And I'm still trying to figure out how to just paint land.
It's I mean, these things you can do fairly fast in Photoshop, you know? And then you can worry about applying your artistry in other areas. Like, I have these mountains now, but there's times where I sit down there and I cut the mountains out, and I rearrange them, and then I paint them, and I add different values and textures. And then I sit there and I make my own paper textures. And this one, I just downloaded a parchment texture real quick to speed it up for the actual hangout. But I often make my own paper textures and then I add 3D elements to them. Like I make it look like the crumpled up look and then the fold.
For some weird reason, the paintbrush only does the transparent when there's a transparent background.
You really got me, man. Rob was unable to make it, and as far as GIMP is concerned, that's a gentleman to speak to.
No.
I have a valley.
I need some more mountains. Well, I should put more mountains.
Just watch, there's going to be one person who's actually knows GIMP who's going to see this and going to be like, how could you not find the button?
Look, if there's anybody that knows GIMP watching or watches this later, you know, help a brother out.
Nah, be selfish. Don't tell anybody.
Wow. You know, I'm doing this. I'm doing these things. You know, I finally found something. And oddly enough, it was a free piece of software that can actually screen record. So I'm going to start doing those tutorials soon enough. And, you know, you're like, don't share, don't share. Should this be like a mountainous range that just, you know, blocks off the tail?
Yeah, why not?
That looks so wrong. That's like a...
That was looking back wrong.
That's one of those...
If you're going to do that, and there's no reason why you can't do that, but you're going to need mountains. Well, not necessarily mountains, but some like hills, or not hills. Fuck, my brain won't talk.
Oh, that's why.
I know.
That's why.
Islands, man, islands. Because mountains just don't pop up alone. They pop up in chains. And while there still might not be, while the actual mountains you see on the land might be in that small area, there's probably going to be some islands around that area on, you know, off to the watery sides.
I got islands. I got islands. Bam. Boom, bam.
Yeah, islands. But you know, you don't have islands near that particular mountain.
In the right place.
Line.
I don't got islands in the right place. He's
trying to trick you.
Geomorphologies. I don't know nothing about geomorphologies.
In that southern coast, that's you know, below the large range, and that's to the right of that one mountain you just placed.
Yeah.
You could dot
what you don't understand is that mountain didn't start off as a mountain. That's called the Kronos Mountain. And a Titan stood there to defend his people for the aeons. And he's been there so long that the dirt and the wind made him a mountain.
So what you're saying is you're lazy.
And you
Don't
don't
you love
want
it?
don't want
It's
change.
great. Yeah. I mean, putting on is actually easy. I mean, putting more of more islands.
Just I would put them in a way so that they look like they're a part of the mountain chain between the one mountain you just put down and the larger chain you already have.
By your face.
That's interesting.
Why is that not showing up green?
Because fuck you, buddy.
Oh, because that needs to be white? Yeah, that's why.
Why are you so mean, man? We gotta be hating.
Because I don't know. Because reasons.
There's reasons? That's not good enough, man.
I never said it was a good reason.
Why are you hating?
Don't be
Hating?
hating.
Because someone's gotta hate.
Come on, yo, this is all friendly. You know, we gotta keep it friendly.
work together, man!
Exactly.
Haters gotta hate, and lovers gotta love.
I need to lower this brush size.
It's actually part of my very complicated plot to get you guys to give me all of your map ideas
Yeah.
by demeaning you in a way that makes you feel like the ideas aren't worth anything. So they just come to me for free.
I'm giving away pretty much all my maps for free anyway. So
Shit.
it doesn't really matter.
Well, that just makes you a double dumbass.
Wow, dude. Just
I
wow.
know, I'm embarrassed. No, I think it's really cool that you give away your maps, because a lot of people don't have the ability, like us, to sit down and do them. And a lot of your maps are really high quality, and I'm sure a lot of people use them in really terrible ways, but it's okay, because who cares what they do with them?
Exactly.
In other words, he's saying you suck and are a
Yeah,
chump.
you suck, and you're a chump, sir.
And you should just quit altogether.
Actually, I was thinking you should probably just kill yourself.
Yeah, well,
Like,
I've already
there's
been,
no...
I mean, clinically,
No.
I've been dead twice, but that's only
Clearly.
clinically speaking. I won't let you go. All right, so let's just select that. Go to the mask layer. Go to edit. All right, we fill our selection with white. We fill our. Oh no, that's off. That's on my second screen. And then boom, it blends into what I've already done. How's that for the chain of islands?
Nice. See that? And now all you gotta do is maybe put some hills or mountains on top of those, really tiny ones, just to make it seem like there's points to them, as if they were an ancient, like, as if they were an ancient mountain range.
Yeah, I just need to fill some of them out better.
No, you can form mountains from cataclysms coming out from the ocean and not necessarily just from sunken mountain ranges. Right?
True. And there's different ways. Lava flows will form island chains. Like Hawaii and pretty much every island in the Pacific Rim.
Or because magic is also.
Well, because this is of course D&D.
No, this is a setting agnostic map.
See, that is saying
Setting-
something doesn't necessarily have the logic of our world doesn't necessarily mean that it's lazy. It's only lazy when all they say is just magic and they don't expand on the magic itself and why it did what it did.
Like it's lazy saying, oh, this is here because of magic, as opposed to this is here because of this event, and this is the repercussion. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely ways to break the rules and not be lazy about it, but you have to know the rules.
We got to be lazy in creative ways.
Well, yeah.
That's the tip.
No, that's what programmers do. That's not what world builders do.
I think a word builder can do stuff like that. When it comes right down to, excuse me.
Uh-oh, we getting real.
Oh, snap.
Oh,
That's the white way of saying I'm about to crush your ass. Like, pardon me as I expound some knowledge on this poor little whippersnapper.
I'm about to spit some knowledge up in here.
Yep. Excuse me. Me
Yes,
and
ass.
my white pedigree. Check your privilege.
Oh, white to me, son.
No. Just kidding. Land.
What about plants? They're pretty cool.
Lands?
Plants? Oh, they're less cool than plants. On average.
You're less cool.
Your mom's less cool. Ah, she's done sucking on my knob. Oh!
Yo, keep it friendly. Keep it friendly.
Yeah,
This is
you're
a
right.
children's show.
This is
Exactly.
not.
What are you doing?
This is a friendly hangout. This is a community hangout.
We're here to
supposed to be
support each
illustrated.
other.
Exactly.
We're here
Exactly.
thinking, oh, it's going to be slandered.
There will be no such travesties in this hangout.
I'm in no such lollygagging.
Michael Barker just posted on the one-shot group. Maybe he posted a game. Probably not, though, that asshole.
Oh God.
Just hating.
Yo,
So much hate.
I'm gonna have to share this video with Barker. Be like, yo, son, look.
No, he's a great guy, and he's one of the best role players on here.
Oh,
man,
there we
how
go.
about we say that?
Buyer's remorse.
Better than I am.
Buyer's
Fire's
remorse.
already been shot. Shots
You
fired.
can't unfire open wounds, my friend.
You hear that, Barker? I'm coming for you.
Yeah, but I like the way he role plays. I mean, people be hating, but you know,
I don't know why they would. I think he's a very talented role player.
He gets
Hey,
hate.
did you see that Star Wars game?
No, I didn't, but I've heard a lot of hype about it. How was it?
Oh, that was terrible. He's
Yeah.
like, it's green flame. I was like, oh no.
Wait,
I'm
what?
okay. I'm okay with that.
It was terrible? That's really sad.
You're really terrible, and that's really sad.
This is a family hangout.
It's
I'm
a
sorry.
family hangout. There's
Have to break
supposed
my
to
own
be
rules.
a certain level of don't die. You're not allowed to die in a family hangout.
It's too late. I'm dead.
That's not cool.
That was the accent showed. You're like, it's too late. I'm dead.
Actually, that is not my normal accent.
Excusez-moi, por favor.
Por,
Hey,
por favor.
per favor.
That I resemble that remark.
That wasn't even New York. That was street. Like, I remember that remark. Like that's like Little Rock too, man. Like it's so many.
Come on, Chet, get your shit together. I can see one color.
What, Chip ain't even got a color down yet?
He's got one color. No, I'm fucking with him. What is it? What color is that for?
That's for the water.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm still
What are you
trying to
planning on
figure
doing?
out like this whole brush thing and how to make it not suck.
Yeah, that's definitely why I'm on paint.
Cause you know it. It will be better once I know this. But
Yo, notice how Brian, the
We'll still be
most
terrible.
quiet of us, is like really kicking ass right now. He's got like fjords and
well, I'm not kicking ass at all because I'm learning a thing for the first
Not.
time. Like I'm a baby sucking on the mother's milk, right? So
He picks the escape Nelson.
Look at that. That looks so like a real map.
Does it? Okay.
why is the size
What
so
looks like
big?
a real
The
map?
aspect ratio?
Look at what Brian's up on right now. He's got some
Right.
nice he's over here beating up his coastline and it looks pretty.
Yeah, man, that's one of the later steps that I take. After I get my gradients done, I'll go into the coastlines and make them more realistic. You know, add little bays, add little deltas for rivers, add fjords like he's doing, stuff like that. Islands, offshore islands and shit, just to make it more real.
Yeah, I'm just working on the whole feel of the whole thing, you know.
right?
I know very little about actual geography.
Actually, as you learn, you even learning a little bit brings you a long way. Because learning even a little bit of how the natural world works, will help you understand quick and easy, dirty ways to make things. So if you understand that if your wind blows east to west and you've got a mountain range, anything on the west side of that mountain range is going to be a desert. Because that stops the moisture blowing from the east to the west. That stops it.
Unless they have another source.
Yeah, unless they have another source.
Okay, you just spit some knowledge my way. Thank you very much. I'm gonna start doing deserts now.
Yeah, no problem.
That's it. Angler Isle is a desert. Look, it's got a mountain range blocking everything up.
But it better be full of exploding, floating anglerfish.
So yeah, what are you gonna have like winds coming from the east to the west and have that shit like all like brr, super desert in the inland?
All right, let me just make a level so I could.
Someone tell me what I'm doing wrong with this paintbrush. Like I don't understand. One, why the size is so effed up, and two, why the
Everything in the
angle.
black should be desert, right?
Black should definitely be desert. No.
No, I'm just saying, if this was a highlighting marker.
Desert should be fucking pink, like this weird mix between pink and tan. Salmon.
Why they gotta be pink? Why you gotta staunch creativity? He could have a black desert. There are black deserts, man.
I was just trying to say that this is where the desert would go. Instead of me actually making the desert, that if I was to put a desert in here, this area would be desert.
There are areas, like read up on South America geography, man. You got black deserts, like black sand. Sounds a little crystalline.
Oh shit, we're adding some straight up ice shit going on here now?
Yeah, I think so.
It must be a whole world, huh?
Ice. Yeah, that's a whole world in there.
Oh,
Ice, baby.
You don't know, Brian don't play. When he makes a world map, he makes a world map.
I'm still trying to figure out how this paint tool works.
Now, here's the thing, Brian. You're messing with Photoshop, right?
Yeah.
What?
There's a thing called offset. You know about offsetting?
Offsetting.
Offset. Where is it? I think is it in filters?
All right.
Give me a second to filters. What is it? Distort. Give me a second to find where it is again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in filter, other, offset, and you can actually have your world wrap around your image.
Oh right. Okay.
So if you wanted to, because I've seen like so far, every time I've seen you make a map, you've made an entire world.
Yeah.
It goes to the poles and stuff. So if you wanted to like mess around and generate something towards the middle, and then start offsetting that to the top, so that it's one contiguous landmass, or from left to right.
Yeah.
You could use the offset filter for that. That's an other. If you go down to other, filter, other, others on the bottom, third one from the very bottom.
Ah yes, I see
And
it.
the bottom of that says offset.
Ah, got it.
And you can start playing around it and make sure that the wraparound is selected.
Ah. Okay.
So if you're offsetting it horizontally, see how it wraps around your image?
Yeah, I see it.
Just if you wanted to add that to your map creation.
Thanks.
Oh wait, I forgot. I should have took Chris' advice. Forget I said everything. I did not just help you. Wah.
Go fuck yourself, buddy. Yeah, that's definitely the right way to go. Don't ever share knowledge. If you ever have something to tell someone, make them pay first.
Otherwise, you just speak in grunts.
Exactly.
You guys are terrible.
Yeah, clearly.
I hate you. I don't understand it. Just want to know, like, why is all the brush tools like giant ass elliptic?
Change the size.
I did. Still the same.
No, change the size of the okay. In Photoshop, the bracket keys usually change the size. See if it works that way in GIMP.
I wanna know what love is.
It isn't just about the size. I need to change the angle. It's all in lines like this.
All right. I really don't know nothing about GIMP, man. Is there
Looks like a
any
good time.
is there any brush option like a window or a tab or something?
You have made the most exquisite field of grass, sir.
Well, yeah, it does look like a nice field of grass.
See, it lets you change angle, but changing the angle doesn't really make it not. Like, I just want a circle, like a paint circle.
Is there a pinch option? Because I can't quite tell. Like the width or roundness.
No, it doesn't give you one. It's just like size, aspect ratio, angle.
I say, fuck it. Use paint.
Red-handed. So should this place have sparse trees or what? You got some thick jungle surrounding the desert.
Well, that's a cool map, Brian.
Yeah,
It's the most
thanks.
insincere
Sure.
thing.
I think I'll work on this one and finish this one because that world map will just take years to finish.
Will just take years.
Yeah.
I'll show you a world map that took quite some time.
Got it back to black. But see, it just does this. It's this elliptical stuff. I can't change that.
Look. Why is it when you were working with paint, we had Rob, who's the one who knows GIMP, and now you want to work with GIMP, but we have Chris, who is actually a master of MS Paint. Why don't you work at MS Paint?
Because I don't have the map on paint.
Yeah, but you could just draw it, dude. Just squiggle some basic lines.
Or conversely, save it, open it in paint.
No, I mean, it's on the other computer. I haven't been able to transfer it yet. I haven't gotten access to that other computer.
Oh, I see.
It's a shared computer, so.
I wanna know what love is. I want you to shimmer.
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 Meow, meow, shimmer, shimmer, meow, meow.
I wanna know what love is. Right, Heather? Yeah. Fuck yeah, that is a great album. This is the best Linkin Park album.
You're like, I'm my nut. That's a great album.
And am I screen sharing that? I don't want to screen share Facebook. I want you to know who I am. Internet.
Damn it. I didn't work with Larry on this one.
Yeah. This is. I already showed you this, Nelson. But I just got. God damn it.
It's horrible.
Thanks, bud.
Do what I can, man. We're friends already. Got this. Gotta add Barker. Boom.
Parker, I'm coming for you! Oh, I don't want to listen to reanimation. Who's listening to that?
My brother's playing in the background, so I don't have to play it myself.
Punch him.
No, have him turn it up.
Punch him.
You. So yes, sir. All right. Well, there you go. That's all you get. That's max volume.
It was like, you were talking.
Oh well. I guess someone's gonna have to put on their own tracks.
Air conditioner right now.
That's shit.
Oh, he has to actually,
Oh.
take care of his own entertainment.
Well, this Paul might possibly have lung cancer, so.
Oh. No, that's definitely another reason why I don't want to. Soft enough to slice into.
It's already sliced.
Slice?
Yeah. It's already sliced. Yeah, cracked that way, but it's already sliced.
Probably. I don't know. Put it in the pan. I don't know. But I made this map before I learned how rivers work.
And look at that crazy map.
What, Chepes? I love it.
I was talking about yours, but
Oh. I was talking about Chepes, so it looks real postmodern.
that's that map that's like the lakes are like 1,000,000 miles wide.
This one?
Yeah, the one you're showing.
These maps are humongous. This map in general is huge. These lakes are huge. These lakes are, in fact, retarded amounts.
There's a point at which a lake becomes a sea.
Right?
And at what
And
point
inland sea.
Well, there are lakes bigger than some seas. So it could be that you being bigger than that could in fact be a sea.
That's right.
Like your mama.
But how do you
Oh,
define
shit.
what's a lake and what's a sea?
I always thought it had to do with exactly how it got there, because a sea is, inland sea would be mostly from saltwater sources, but a lake is usually glacial in origin.
Yeah. Saltwater versus freshwater.
So why are you trying to mess with the people that don't know about this geomorphological stuff, Chepes?
Chepes.
Like for real.
Sorry. See this artistry? Right?
I'm this close to just opening up that album on YouTube and listening to it. Fuck.
Do it with headphones.
No, fuck that. Y'all have to listen to
Nope.
it.
Mute your ass.
Prove it. Let's see you try, sir.
Oh nah, people getting called out up in here.
Oh, snap.
Can't be having all that hate, man. Gotta keep it all about love.
It's rough love.
You like it rough?
I'm not even. No. Don't.
She raised her eyebrow.
I'm just asking if you like it rough. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, I was just saying.
That's the way you like it. I mean, I can provide.
Oh. Fuck. I try to keep these things separate, but sometimes I mess up, so I gotta merge it.
Get a merchant.
That's what I did with this one. Merge things.
It's immersive. Okay.
Yeah, what are you about to do with that map, Brian? Just add the depth for your ocean.
There's a lot of cleaning up that I have to do. The only thing is that when I was experimenting with this one, I put everything more or less in the same layers, so uh,
You
back
know,
start this one again.
a really quick, easy way to pull out your shoreline
Yeah.
is if you what was the other way? There's another way.
I totally
how
want
to
to.
do it.
Let's say,
You can
I was gonna say
right
for
click
this,
your layer. No, not right click your layer. Right
Yeah,
click your thumbnail
Yeah, try
and
to.
select pixels.
I need my burn.
All right.
for
You know the
sure.
thumbnail for your image. Right click your thumbnail.
Um,
Select pixels,
Yeah.
and it selects your if you have your landmass on a different layer,
Tomorrow,
it's the same layer.
It's already.
will they be pets on?
Or you can just control click. Yeah, you see that? Now
Yeah.
if you go to selection, modify, expand, type in a certain amount of pixels, and then it'll expand the selection by a certain amount. So do like 10. I don't know how you know how your
What,
resolution is on here.
what about 2? Would 2 be enough?
2 is gonna be tiny. See, do it and see if you even see a change. See how it expanded a little bit?
Yeah, I made it 10.
Yeah, you can keep doing that, and then in a different layer, fill a color of whatever you want your next level of water to be.
Ah,
Keep
yeah.
expanding outwards on different layers, and then fiddle with them till you get something that you like.
Yeah.
And that's that's the easy way. You
That's
know,
good.
and then after you do that, you can draw on your separate layers and get more detail.
Ah, cool. Thanks.
To get it done quicker, like the first sort of splash of color. And another way is you can. Let me go back over to my Photoshop screen because I can't remember offhand what's called. Let me actually select something before I. Feather. There we go. Select modify feather, and what that does is it smooths out the selection, so you can pretend to blur it as it goes along. You know.
I'm like, sure.
You know what I'm saying, Brian?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just hearing a lot of feedback as well, so.
Yeah. Let me mute Chris for a second.
No,
He's having conversations with someone else. Leaving us poor guys alone. Nah, but yeah. To go back to what I was saying about the shoreline, you know, you select your pixels and then you expand your selection.
Uh-huh.
And then when you want to smooth it out, you go to select modify feather, and you feather your selection. And what feathering does is it actually smooths out. It blurs your selection. So instead of having like the same exact shoreline expand out over time, you could slowly blend it in as you're faking your depth in your map. See, I know the creative, you know, Photoshop side of things. I don't know all this geomorphology.
Oh, I don't know that either, so I'm with you there.
Like that was crazy. Chris said about the wind and how to make a desert. I'm like, I gotta make a desert now. Gonna be a desert up in here.
Yeah, I know.
About to make my desert layer now.
See, I just kind of like go with my gut, where I think things should be, you know, things like that. I just don't know the geographic science of all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, I just sort of put things in nice places. Like, I start off with something random, and sometimes I develop the random thing, and sometimes I just have an idea of what I want to do, and I just do stuff. But where I place certain like cities, that I know where they're gonna go because depending on the terrain, certain cities and areas like kingdoms or forts have strategic placement behind them.
Yeah. Yeah, that I could do, no problem.
Yeah, it's we're in a place deserts. I'm an island addict, and I love making
noticed.
deltas. I just love deltas. I don't know what it is about islands and deltas, but I love that. And I want to make something with fjords, and I need to make a northern continent, but I keep forgetting whenever I start one of these hangouts.
You should make a northern.
Well, this already isn't northern, and if I put fjords in Angular Isle, it's just not gonna work out.
Why?
Cause it's not gonna look like an angler anymore. It's gonna be all fjorded out.
It was an angler.
The island the continent vaguely looks like an angler.
Like the fish?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it now. I thought you meant angler as in as an angler.
It did. Angler as an angler, because it's an angler fish.
No, as in a fucking fisherman, you asshole.
Feeling all the love.
I know, right? You don't even want to play in one of his games, man. He's gonna hit you and make you roll on that chart.
Only if it does more than 25% damage, and only if I'm playing that type of game. I don't always play something. I don't always play something with that type of lethality.
You were in the Were Tiger game. Thought it was you.
The what?
You were in the Were Tiger game.
I was not in the Were Tiger game. I've never played a Were Tiger, or character who's ever become one either.
You were in my Midgard one shot.
What one shot?
Midgard.
Midgar?
Mhm.
Nope. Sorry, buddy.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Make your memories.
I think I would have remembered playing in like a Midgar one shot, because that sounds like fun. And that is a cool tool, man.
A select tool alone saves you like 5 hours of work.
Yeah, man. What's that
Yeah,
thing?
that's awesome.
Well, I guess I could do. I guess I could use some technique to do something similar like that. Pain. It would be more of a pain in the ass, but it'd probably be less of a pain in the ass than still having to hand correct everything.
See why I want to learn Git?
Maybe. I don't know. What I want to do is steal Photoshop. Oh wait, that's right. I'm gonna have Photoshop soon anyway. I forgot. We have to have Steven over so he can do Photoshop.
He didn't get Photoshop. You can ask him to get Photoshop. I asked him to get Lightroom.
Oh, what's Lightroom?
It's a simpler version of Photoshop.
Oh.
I don't know if you'll be able to do on there, but you can.
What about like Room?
I have no idea. I thought just for Photoshop. What's down?
Well, I'm sure he'd get Photoshop for you.
Oh, but I'm lazy, and he already did the one thing. I don't need to fucking ask him to do 1,000 billion things for me. I love that fucking violin riff.
Yeah.
Alright.
Really just like living vicariously through this.
My Linkin Park.
Say bye curiously.
It's that riff.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. I said vicariously.
Bye curiously.
So crawling.
I was Facebook freezing on that Carl guy.
What in the world just happened? Okay. No, Paint's giving me trouble for some reason.
you just can't cut a break.
Tell you, man, technology hates me. It's a fact. I've like gone through 3 machines in the past 4 months. Should just quit and be a hermit.
All computers or like 3 different machines?
Like computers. 3 different ones.
What did you do to them?
One fell off a table.
That's a computer.
Sorry.
One got tea spilt on it twice.
Twice. The first time
Really?
one to kill it.
The other one viruses. Something like that. Technically, it was the same machine twice, but I counted as two different machines because it was reinstalled hard drive. Yeah, they wrecked two machines.
In your entire life, you've only wrecked 3 machines?
Oh no, I've wrecked much more than that.
Oh, that's just the latest.
It's the latest victims.
Yeah.
You know, I hear computers are expensive.
They are. They were borrowed.
They were.
Yeah.
Define borrowed, like actually borrowed or borrowed?
Well, one was a laptop that I had for a few years, actually, that the guy was going to sell me for cheap. It was a $300 laptop that was a gaming laptop you could do MMOs on. But he bought it for $200 because he worked at Best Buy.
Right.
And he was going to give it to me for $100 because he didn't even really use it. He just bought it because he had extra money. And he was just like that. But then he disappeared because he played WoW, and he just disappeared in some basement somewhere off the face of the earth. No one heard from him. So when I actually had the money and I was going to pay him, he was just gone. So I ended up getting it for free.
Oh, okay.
Then I spilled tea on it. Of course, it was having a rough life anyway. I've had it for like 3 or 4 years, so it's not bad for a laptop, especially a used one in the first place. Sweet little bio. There's an indent on that laptop where my hand would be placed for the keyboard. It was burned into it.
That's messed up.
No, when you got that APM for StarCraft, man, you're just my keyboard. Take toll. Got that fighting game finger speed.
What is that fighting game? Finger speed!
Fighting game finger speed.
Got that Street Fighter foo. Actually, no, I can't even do 1-frame links anymore, so I'll just shut up. I suck. We're here talking smack like I could actually play fighting games. I could barely play fighting games. Even when I did. Man, I love parrying. Fuck, I love parrying. It's like the best feeling in the world. I know exactly what you're going to do, and I just called you the fuck out. It's like, it's amazing. Good days.
So what I see is a fish who's trying to eat some balls.
Yeah, you can see whatever you want to see.
Your fantasies, keep them to yourself, man.
No, I refuse. It's called Angler Eye.
That's the Kurt and the remix.
Boom.
Ah,
Finally got Siatna.
I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. I'll shut up now.
Please.
Doesn't even matter how hard to try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time.
Nelson, never let me hear you rap.
Yeah. Hey, at least I wasn't doing it like that. I don't know why. No matter how hard you try, keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. Oh.
That's pretty close to how I actually feel about that song and how it sounds.
Sorry about that.
So much hate.
Just chilling over here, making my angular aisle. I think that it don't blend in enough to this like parchment, right? That's all about the change.
Prove it.
Memory of a time I tried so hard.
Is that like a dubstep remix of?
There we go. That looks better, right?
Is that a dubstep remix of it?
It's some sort of remix.
Just sounds like they try to put a breakdown in there in the beat.
It's a remix, but I can't remember where it's from.
Pretty sure it's reanimation.
No.
It came out like 2002 or some shit like that, and it's their first album, but they gave a bunch of other artists like their songs to just play around with.
Yeah.
No, Aislinn did that. Sorry, that's a random band out of Texas. Oh, wait, Aislinn.
It still looks kind of out of place.
What?
The map. Like, as if it's superimposed on top. You know what I'm saying?
Nope, don't care.
What are you talking about? My map?
Yeah. What are you doing, Chepe?
The first of a long and arduous process. Doing basically the first layer of the charcoal shading. You outline a lot of it with this light gray, and then you use multiple gradients of gray.
Yeah.
And then eventually you blur it all together, do some blending.
Is there a blur tool in this?
No.
Yeah.
What?
I do it by going color over color over color.
Right.
I didn't mean like blend well, just blend well enough. And then you outline it all with like a light blue, really light blue, almost white. And it looks like it has a lot of depth to it. I can show you what I'm trying to do. I did it with the Van Heifer map. Let's go to the Facebook. Probably should not have that screen shared.
Oh, yeah?
I don't want people chasing me down on Facebook. I already got people I don't even know trying to add me. Try not to add anybody unless I've at least been in a game with them or at least been in a hangout with them.
Or
Unless I've, like, we've both seen each other's channels or something and have talked enough where it's justified.
yeah, there has to be some level of familiarity involved.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's like, would you like to buy my shoes? No, I would not like to buy your shoes. Would you like to buy my shoes? No, I would not like to buy your shoes. Would you? Shut the unfriend. They're really nice shoes. I don't care. You're not my friend. You just want to sell me things. How dare you, Hamdi?
Nice shoes, man.
Huh?
But they're nice shoes, man.
But they're very nice shoes. No, I do not want your shoes, Hamdi. I just chose a random name.
Hangout, dude. That's.
I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, the map. I was going to show you what I was trying to do.
Your map stuff, and you're talking about hating on people's shoes.
I'm not hating on people's shoes.
That still looks out of place to you?
Facebook is not the platform to sell shoes. That's just to someone you
Can be. It's the platform for whatever you want it to be.
No, because Facebook, you can't do it for like Nazi support groups, because otherwise Facebook flags you.
Well,
Someone
fine. If you're breaking other standards Facebook has, that's whatever. That has nothing to do with selling.
What if he was selling Nazi support shoes? Like Nelson over here. Like him and his W3 post.
What?
Facebook chooses if Facebook thinks that breaks their community guidelines, then they can do it if they want. I'm not against.
Then it's not a platform for everything. If it's a platform for everything, then that would mean there would be no guidelines.
It's a platform for whatever someone might want them to have that doesn't already previously break their stupid ass predefined guideline.
I never said it was stupid.
Oh, their predefined guidelines are stupid, so, you know.
Basically, I will sell you all rights to my information in exchange for really not much of a service. Facebook is barely semi-useful for gaming. If there was a better platform for networking for gaming, I would probably use it. Still better than Roll20. That's not saying much. I keep forgetting what I was doing.
This is missing something. There's a lot of empty space on Angler Isle. That's all I gotta say.
I got you, dude.
A sea monster.
Here. This is what you gotta do, man. First things first. There's gotta be a name there. Off in one of those corners, one of those empty corners, pop in a larger continent, in which you do not see the rest of it, just like the edge of a continent.
Just a nebulous continent.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't
Call
have
it
to
that. Nebulous.
way.
That's the name of the continent.
Just for the hell of it. All right, we're putting continents because, yeah, that's why. Because yeah.
Well, no, why not, right?
Exactly.
Why not just mountains? Like, why do you gotta hate on mountains, but you just put random continents everywhere? Continents don't just appear.
Well, it's not. It didn't just appear. It's always been there. It's just not the main focus of this map, but it's not the main focus of, you know, if a character would theoretically be playing, you know, in this game.
You were in my Midgard one shot. I know you were. You lied to me. You were in the one.
What happened? Oh, I like that. What happened in this game? Because I don't think I was, man.
You started off in like the church place with the gear temple.
No.
You were hired by a guy to be their bodyguard.
Nah, sorry, but I don't think I've ever played one of your games. I've only played with you once or twice.
When?
Fucking Andrew Prawl, I think once.
Yeah, you did. Like I was Sanji. You were in the One Piece one.
Yeah.
Shot. What was the other time?
I might have just been once, man. I don't know. Oh, I swear I've seen you around once. It might have been a hangout or some shit.
Alright, so how about that? That's more or less what's up?
Horrible.
It's terrible.
It's alright.
It's all right, guys. Shut up.
You know, like, why you gotta be so mean?
Why you gotta be so
I didn't start.
Don't you know I'm human too?
Why you gotta know what kind of music Chepe listens to?
No, that was at work. A lot.
Yeah, blame work.
I blame work. I do. Openly. Why you gotta be so... He's a dubstep rip. Why you gotta be so cool? Don't die on us.
Too late.
Or maybe you should. I'm kidding.
That's fucked up. You're fucked up.
That's really messed up.
You're over here like, why are you hating on everybody, Chris? But Chepe's over here, don't die, or maybe you should. I'm not hating. He's hating.
I'm not hating. I'm just appreciating your death.
Wow.
You're also, do you hear the hate he spews?
I do.
Just a vile, horrible mushroom farmer, apparently.
Why you gotta be? I don't even know that song.
Why you gotta be so... Okay, so this is what I've been trying to show you. See what I did here on the outlines?
Hold on.
Oh, let me click your thing. Oh, that's kind of cool.
So you do like a light gray at first, or darker gray, and then you emboss or like highlight the entire freaking black outline, so make it all pixely with the shores, so that the inward part of the shore is very emphasized because it's darker, and then you engrave the light gray with the darker gray around it, so it has a mixture of light and dark throughout it, so it looks a little bit more natural. So it looks, you have a striating effect, and then you do a light blue outline around that. So it's like a 5 to 7 step process that takes like 3 hours to do. That's the best I could come up with in paint to make it look halfway decent.
Hey,
Still don't know how to do mountains.
I'll give you a tip about rivers.
Hmm.
Rivers tend to meet up with each other as opposed to separate.
I know, right?
Only at the very coast do they start to turn into deltas, and that's usually because of issues with very moist dirt and weird elevations.
So you see, this whole thing right here is a delta. That's the reason why they're splitting up, because these are all tributaries, like outflows. Because the whole soil is that way, like it's breaking apart.
How big is this place? I guess I'm imagining it as a medium-sized continent. Is this just like an island?
No, this is like in Australia. This whole thing is like one giant delta. Humongous ass delta.
Giant delta. That's brutal.
Because nobody does that. Then you have Northshire at the
I
bottom.
got giant deltas. I probably have deltas almost as big as that. I don't know. I have longer rivers though.
Yeah, these are not very long rivers proportionally to the continent. Like the majority of them is in the delta.
Right.
Because they're like this, is just like a few mountains. Once they get off the mountain, they hit delta, so it's like just dirt from there. It's just like streams.
Right.
These are just the bigger tributaries.
Dirt.
It's just dirt. That's all it is. Like all of this right here is rice and cotton. And
Exciting.
Just absolute mosquito infested hell.
Word.
And then the black lines are roads. And this is a forest, which I didn't know how to do forests in any realistic way for paint, so I settled for cross lines.
Hatching, yeah, cross hatching's better than nothing. What I do is usually, if I have something that I'm marking forest with, it depends on exactly what I'm doing. If I'm having a generalized map, I'll just make a big green blob. If I have more close-up maps, what I'll do is I'll use the spray tool to spray forests, then I'll have thicker-looking forests and thinner-looking forests and stuff like that.
Still can't do mountains. You just do darker gradients for mountains. I can't do it with the style of map. See, these are the kinds of maps I like. I don't like the geographic maps. I like the political lines.
I turn my political maps after I'm done with them.
I gotcha. So you just do the geographic map first and then like overlay it or something?
Yeah, I'll save that and I'll make however many maps I need to make after. Sometimes I'll take sections and blow them up and turn, really develop a really tiny part of it. Sometimes, I'll take a whole continent and I'll divide it into the appropriate countries, kingdoms, stuff like that. Absolutely, the geographical map is the first step for me.
So, like, this... so I got, like, forest, hills, delta, and then a straight. Like, on the south. This continent makes, like, very little sense. I basically made Arkansas as a fantasy world because it's like 5 geographic regions smushed together, and that's basically what Arkansas is.
Yeah.
Just a giant cluster F of a geology. Ironic. I made a continent or a fantasy world kind of halfway based off Arkansas, and it has Lynchmark as a town. I just realized that.
It is subconscious.
Anyway, enough horrible things. That was the cleanest stroke I've ever done, and probably ever will do again. Nelson.
Oh.
But you gotta be so cruel.
What?
Don't you know I'm human too?
Yeah, okay.
Why you gotta be so... We gotta be so cruel.
I'm gonna blah, blah, blah.
You know what? I'm gonna marry her anyway.
Cool.
No matter what you say.
Sure.
Oh, fuck.
You ready for tomorrow?
Bob's tomorrow.
What? That's tomorrow?
Yeah. The first official game of the Monday Night Group is tomorrow, Nelson. You're the
No, it's
GM.
not. That's
what
on
it's
Monday.
scheduled. That's the start of the group.
What?
Yes! We said the 18th. The 18th
Tomorrow's
is
Sunday, son.
Oh, tomorrow's Sunday. Never mind, it's Monday. Day after tomorrow. So the 11th.
Yeah. I know how I'm gonna kill you all already.
Oh, man. You end your turn GMing quickly, man.
Forget what day it is and step in front of the train. The train shouldn't be here today.
I thought you were making a reference to one of my favorite movies just now, and I was almost happy.
What movie?
Stranger Than Fiction.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
I know. Nobody likes that movie, because Will Ferrell.
Okay.
It's just like, it's one of those quaint little movies.
It's a good movie.
It is. Kind of like Unbreakable. Like, that's also one of my favorite.
Unbreakable's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's underrated.
I don't know, I just don't, most like high action or just high emotion or just high something movies don't do it for me. I just get like spectacle creeps really easily. You know, if you're aware of that term from video games, it's like feature creep.
You gotta up the ante every time. Sometimes it gets to the point where it's like, after you save the universe, where do you go?
Yes, exactly. I have a much lower threshold than most people. I get bored with spectacle really quickly, which sucks in RPGs because that means like most people are like, let's kill things, and then hard action combat, and it gets old for me after like 30 minutes. There's not enough monotony between it. It's just like, eh. So far, this is pretty sloppy. It's got the outline. Why you gotta be so...
I got a world building question, not necessarily a map building one.
You got a what?
build right now.
A world building question as opposed to a map building one. Alright, so I have a setting in which magic works differently than the way magic works in D&D.
Yep.
Without going into too much detail, there is a kind of like D&D, there are schools of magic, only the schools are less defined in that sense. It's not evocations, but stuff that would be considered evocation in D&D would be split up into like four different spells, schools. It's a different situation. But every single player would be able to pick magic, a certain amount of magic from each school, for only one school. So I was trying to figure out how to redo the magic system in D&D 5e for a similar situation.
Okay, so I could tell you the easiest way, but I need to ask you a question first. Are you using the same spells? Like the mechanics themselves for the spells are the same. The schools are just different.
I would likely end up using more or less the same mechanics. Yeah, I could see that might not. There'd be a handful of spells, maybe not. I would just ignore. But for the most part, the spell mechanics themselves wouldn't change.
All right, so it's really simple then. Just change the list. Just make your own list. And if you and just get rid of wizards as a class option. Because when you have that, then they can still choose skills, and they can just do it as any of the other casters, and then you don't have to worry about making your own wizard archetypes. It's a lot less homebrewing. All you gotta do is make a list. Same mechanics, just drop wizards.
Well, the biggest problem with that I see is, I mean, it's not a big problem. It's still the biggest problem, I guess. But is that flavorly? I would only have I would be like, okay, cool, you're a sorcerer or whatever. You can only pick spells from this one group, and I don't
Well, I
know.
made a sorcerer archetype if that's what they did. Like they lose access to their sorcerer spell list, and they get
Every
every single spell regardless of class.
yeah, X list.
Hmm.
Well, I guess I'd have to have I could make an alternate sorcerer out origin that would cover that.
Or you don't even have to make an origin. You could just make
Well,
a new
no,
list.
well, yeah, no, I can make it. I can make a new list, but I mean, there'll still be some things sorcerer origins that wouldn't be.
Well, then, if you don't want to do that, which you could still make your own wizard archetypes for the schools if you wanted to do that. You wanted to leave
Right.
wizards.
Wizards.
Because they're the only ones mechanically that are really dependent on the schools. Because you don't really have necromancy sorcerers unless you're using my Orpheumite origin.
Well, there would be. That's the thing. There would have to be, because that is actually kind of one of the groups. There are other types of magic involved, but a lot of the necromancy would end up falling under that group.
So you're saying, okay, so what you could do, what I would do then is just drop wizards, make spell lists, ignore the class spell lists, and just say every class you just choose one of the schools and that's your magic.
Right.
So you just drop class spell lists and you give them a new spell list based off the school they choose.
I would have to drop Paladin and Warlock.
Why is that?
No deities in this setting.
Okay. I mean that's actually one of the easiest ways to have mechanically reinforced world building or make magic different. Is just saying there's only X class existing. Magic would function very differently in a world just with warlocks.
Right, or just sorcerers, or just a wizard.
Or just clerics, right?
Yeah.
Because then gods are the only source of magic.
Oh yeah, that's what we need in the world. Alright, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I could see. Yeah, I could piece together from the existing spells, a spell list for each domain or school, whatever you want to call it, and then just be like, okay, you can be a wizard, you can be a sorcerer, but you can only pick from one school, or it might just end up being only sorcerer. Ranger and Druid. I think they all would still be fine. Guard still work?
Like, I don't have clerics in Rowan Gate.
Yeah.
Even though I do have paladins. Of course, paladins, there's a different explanation for them.
What?
Well, Rowan Gate magic is from humans. It's like a form of karma, where whenever a person gives up a part of their soul, and a soul can be a number of things. It's like your memories, your lifestyle, like a part of yourself, and you make an actual sacrifice, then magic is like the natural response of the universe to that. It's like you gave something up, and that's being transferred into something, like into a will in the universe.
That's cool.
And paladins basically swore off their path in life, their ability to choose their own future, to a particular oath. Basically, they devoted themselves to a particular lifestyle, And so, by that definition, they've made a great sacrifice, and the power that they receive is the actual reaction to it. So it's like Newton's third law.
So that's an interesting mechanic / world aspect. That could definitely play into gameplay hardcore.
Well, yeah. Well, it doesn't need to. And the only thing I had to do was just get rid of the. I didn't want to change the mechanics. I just, wanted to make magic a little bit different. All I did, like mechanically, was just get rid of clerics, have an explanation for all the casters that are left over.
I don't know. I don't even know why. Honestly, I don't think you have to get rid of clerics.
I just felt like it because.
You don't like clerics, that's your thing. But I mean, within the context of the world you gave me, of what you explained, that totally makes sense. That religious orders would have people who are so devoted to their religious order that they can will this power from this force that you define for them.
See, that's the thing. Religion functions differently in Rowan Gate as well. Magic comes solely from people. It's not a god's thing.
Right? No. I'm not.
And there's
saying,
only one religion, and
oh,
so
I'm not saying it's coming from a god.
no, I know, but I mean, like, you can't have it's metaphysically understood that you're not going to get power from religious devotion at all. In fact, but you do get something like religion checks can be used to create anti-magic areas.
Why? But why though?
But why?
Yeah.
Because the goddesses, because they're basically Rowan Gate is made by 4 goddesses, not made, tended to, because Rowan Gate's considered eternal. So like the continent, the world has always existed. It's almost a it's pantheist. And the 4 goddesses are basically the keepers of Rowan Gate. They're like more like sustainers, operators, kind of thing, to keep things going. And the natural order falls with everything that's within the universe, which includes humans and magic, which magic comes from humans, so therefore magic would be under the domains of the goddesses. So when you're doing rituals, you're basically bringing the goddess's order to an area, and that means resisting magic, basically. Like you're subduing the will of man, because the will of man is magic. Magic is the natural expression of it.
Alright, so there we go. That was a key aspect that I didn't know. See, that makes there we go. So yeah, so when you do something religious, the will that you conjure is going to be the opposition to the will of men.
Yeah, it's not going to be your own soul. And religion doesn't work that way, because worshipping the goddesses is more like Wicca, in a little bit, in a sense. It's a bit druidic, it's a bit animist. It's like animism meets Wicca a bit. So there's a lot less. It's not like. It's not Western, or at least not.
It's not Western in the classic.
It's not Abrahamic.
No, it's not.
In any sense of the word, like you just don't get power from the divine directly. They're not petty, but they're. The way I describe the goddesses is that they're like, it's like reality is an ocean and they're just teetering just off the edge of the surface. They're operating everything behind the scenes, but under that thin curtain they only dip their head up to the surface once in a while. And they do so typically for their own reasons, either for amusement or for ordering, like maintaining the order that exists between the 4 goddesses. Yeah. Kind of like they're doing their job, kind of thing. That's Rowan Gate. Wicca magic works differently too, but basically I have all the schools of magic. And basically the only mechanical difference is that you don't even have a mechanical difference in all honesty, other than like your the types of schools basically just adjust your. It reskins your somatic and verbal and material components. It just basically tells you what kinds of components you actually use.
Oh, yeah, the magic that I would have would completely verbal and components wouldn't. Verbal and material components wouldn't even be asked for the magic in my world. It would be completely thematic. Which should be interesting.
Means deafening is useless.
Not necessarily useless. There are still going to be certain aspects of magic. Thunder magic still exists, and without the ability to transfer sound, deafening still an area that has been deafened. It still makes thunder magic useless. It still makes talking useless. You just have to use it in different ways.
Nelson is just like, man, you motherfuckers don't even know Savage Worlds. You can just change the stat.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you got to do.
And then you're like, they already have several kinds of mechanic resources. So you just choose a resource. You got spell points, we got spell points. You got sacrificing health, we got sacrificing health. We got all that shit. Like, we just choose one, choose a stat, you're good. You got your own magic system for your world. Done.
Exactly. Why are you making it hard for?
Yeah, no.
Well, I still want to use D5E, what everyone fucking else uses.
Not everyone, just a lot of people.
It's just a lot of people. It's also easy to learn in general, so that maybe not a beginner probably couldn't get into one of these games. One of these weird games in this setting. But someone who's played the game for a month, I think probably could. They just have to get used to the new casting rules, or just not play caster.
Chris, are you ready for tomorrow?
Why? What?
Are you ready for tomorrow?
Is something happening tomorrow?
Yeah, aren't you running that game tomorrow, the Gunslinger?
Oh shit. I'm trying to figure out when people want to do it. I asked people to give me, between tomorrow or Tuesday. But if I have 3 to 5 people tomorrow who want to play that shit, hell yeah, I'm ready.
I don't know. See, sometimes
I got the whole fucking encounter figured out.
my what is this? Oh, my weekends are sort of like questionable. I may or may not, but it looks like this weekend I may. So.
Well, man, it will probably happen at some point in the afternoon and evening. If that's groovy for you, it would have to happen after noon. Because, man, I work tonight. I get home at 8. I want to sleep at least until noon. Today I slept until like 5, so. But I'll wake up earlier tomorrow if I get a game rolling. But yeah, if I can find 3 to 5 people to play some fucking some Birmingham Town Defense, I'll totally run that shit. I got it waiting. I've been creating other encounters, waiting on to run this one. Yeah, dude, I'm excited for the next couple of things I've got planned. After I do a couple of games of this one, after this one gets played out, I'm thinking about running a horror game, where similar rules. It'll be the same level of lethality, only it'll be way lower level characters. Like level 3 characters, and it'll be kind of like Call of Cthulhu, where if you're in combat, you've already done something wrong.
What? That means I'm doing something right.
Man, so you think.
Don't tell Nelson not to go into combat. That's a challenge.
What was that, man?
Don't tell Nelson not to go into combat. That's a challenge.
How dare you
Alright, man.
infringe on my agency?
No, I'm not going to infringe on your agency. You're more than welcome to do whatever you want. I let Andrew Crawl disrail an entire campaign. Not a campaign, an entire one shot the other day because he was playing his character.
Was it CeeLo? Because that's what
Was
CeeLo
it-
does. That's what.
Yeah, he was just playing just some Baron, the half-orc barbarian, and they got into a little spat of trouble with the guard, and he fucking punched one of them in the face, and he rolled his damage and he killed him, and so they ended up fighting the guards, right? And then they left, and then the guards ambushed them because they fucking, duh. And by the end, they had all everyone had murdered guards except for their cleric. But just as the cleric was about to attack a guard with one of his spells, I took his cleric magic away because he was a lawful good cleric.
He can't use his magic to defend his allies.
His allies are murdering good people.
Well, good and bad, that's subject to interpretation.
Not in D&D, man. Sorry, but D&D has objective morality, and you can define objective morality however you want. And personally, the way I do it is if it's harmful to someone, it's wrong, and if it's not wrong. If it's beneficial to someone, it's right. It's good.
What if that guard was a masochist? You don't know.
Exactly. You could have been doing him a favor. Him
That guard was sexually repressed, and he was healing him with divine magic.
You still have to ask for consent first, so it's still wrong.
I feel the faith.
No, he's over here I'm a lawful good dwarven cleric. I'm a life cleric. I follow Moradin. I love people. Sacred flame, bitches!
Then he wouldn't even have had Sacred Flame to begin with. You know what you should have done? You should have just let him Sacred Flame, and then after he Sacred Flame, be like, well, your Sacred Flame doesn't do damage against good guys, right?
Let him burn the spell slots.
No, I prefer having his god forsaken.
Come on!
No, he can redeem himself in the eyes of his god, or he can find a new god.
Bane! Since he's so popular with the people who've been forsaken.
I'm just saying, if you're a lawful good cleric, you should probably be telling your party to stop murdering the guards.
Don't
You
do
know
it!
that doesn't work.
Don't do it. It is not lawful. I am here. Do not make me participate in this.
It's just, it's just ridiculous because I would have had Andrew, he was one decent, not even a good one, just one decent intimidation check away from just having this guard walk away. And he had a good intimidation score. And he had a barbarian where his third highest fucking ability score is charisma. And he just I punch him in the face.
It's a barbarian. There you go.
That's not a.
Well, that's why I can't get upset at him.
He said, I'm playing my character. I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Right.
Alright, I got the first initial outline done. Yay!
Woohoo.
It took forever.
I'm painting my mountains. Yay!
Shut up!
I love you, Chepe. You know that, right? Yo, Brian, what you up to, brother? I don't even see your screen no more.
He's dead.
I think you guys and your
Yeah.
hateful nature frightened Brian away.
I'm sorry, Brian. I love you.
I love you too, man.
Brian, have my babies.
Good, great, good.
Terrible, Chepe. Just terrible.
You know you want me.
I want 2 of you.
Oh, yeah. Let me.
I'll
let
clone
me
myself
tell you,
for you.
Look, hold on. Put the BS aside. This is an idea me and Brian came up with before y'all guys showed up, right? If we do like a game that has no real dice rolls, like stay as low on the dice rolls as possible, and make it an exploratory game, like Numenera says it's supposed to be about the exploration,
It is.
but literally make it about the exploration. Like draw a map of a town that's surrounded by nothing, of undrawn map. And throughout the game, or throughout the hangout, have someone be the storyteller or the GM or whatever. And then as the players are exploring the map, they literally draw what's described to them.
I would fucking love to draw that map.
And then at the end of the session, you compare your cartography against each other. Like, you know, what was the real map, or how accurate it was. Sort of like a game of telephone, but you mix in some art and
Would the
RPG.
GM have a predefined map?
What happened?
Would the GM have a predefined map that you compare the players' maps against?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking cool. I think I could dig that. Would there still be a little combat here and there, a little RP here and there?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
No,
As long
this
as
is raw exploration.
through the forest for an hour. We trek through the forest for another hour. No, that's not.
You're actually cartographers, not adventurers.
I think if done right with the right players, that would be a great game. It would be a lot of fun
What you
for
just said
not
is
only
90% of games.
them, but
Great with the right set of players.
Why you keep talking over him, man? That's just so wrong.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, what were you saying, friend?
I love you, man.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were saying because Chepe was talking while you were talking, and I think the
Yeah,
mic is louder than yours.
I think it would just be a lot of fun. Not only for the players and the GM, but like if you recorded it, put that shit on YouTube's, it would be a fun thing for everyone to watch. Because at the end, you'd be able to everyone screen share their map, or like, this is what I got, this is what I got. And, you know, it would be kind of like a good time as long as you have the right players, with the right mindset.
Yeah,
And you did.
I think it would have to be pretty much anybody in the Cartographers Guild.
Right?
You know,
Yeah.
we all like to draw maps.
The group you want to pull from first.
I never said I like to draw maps. That's why I want GIMP.
But yeah, you know, I wanted to share that idea with you guys. See what you thought and stuff. If you have any further input on like how else to improve on it, or you know.
I would do
Oh,
it,
actually,
Robert,
I think we could brainstorm on that. That sounds like a good term.
I would do what Robert wanted to do because he wanted to do something almost exactly like that, except it was a dungeon.
Yeah, do it with it. Ooh.
Because a dungeon's a little bit easier of a locale because you're isolating it, so you're actually testing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good way to start, but I wouldn't personally be interested in the dungeon because I like the more naturalistic environment exploration. It would be really cool to be like, oh, you're a team of colonists, or you're a team of explorers or scouts, and this is this new region, and this is this outpost, and here, your job, guys, is to explore this region, find interesting things, find important resources, and get us, a map or a general idea. And not only would the map making be the aspect, it would also be a in character aspect.
Yeah. You can't get more immersed than that.
I don't think so. Not much more, anyway.
Not while staying within the realm of reality. I mean, you could get delusional and stuff.
I'm more immersed than a
But,
group of schizophrenics
Well,
playing D&D.
there are more things you could do. I think it would be more helpful if you could get maybe everyone in one room. But hey, it's the internet, right? But other than that, there's a few things maybe you could do.
LARPing?
LARPing? Well, yeah, no, LARPing would be cool if everything didn't have the unmistakable touch of man on it already. But yeah, that would be. I don't know. Maybe you could play an urban fantasy LARP, and you guys could like meet up in a town that no one's really familiar with, and do something like that. But you guys look like retards doing it. But if you don't give a fuck about what other people think about you,
I
that'd
mean,
be-
if you're LARPing,
kinda
then you really don't care.
I would hook it up. I would, have like my little fake sword and stuff.
right?
Apocalyptic future. Watch out! I just be
What
telling
you gonna
people that
do?
don't even know what's going on. Watch
Right.
out! The dragon's gonna get you. Better watch out! Duck, he's overhead.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna taste a little dragon.
Oh no, yeah. That's what are you doing? That's rights reserved for Andrew Prawl, Mister.
I'm gonna get you.
Alright, so what do you guys think of this thing that I'm working on now?
I'm looking at your screen. I'm focusing on this monotonous task before me. No bitterness.
I like it. I think.
Yeah, it's looking good now.
It's horrible. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Oh yeah, looks nice. Looks like Nelson did it.
Terrible.
No, you do. You do have a certain style. You like to overlay the right colors, and you like to saturate a lot of things. Like.
Oh damn! Now I gotta learn how to desaturate stuff.
No. You got
Let's
your
turn off my
swag,
adjustment
man.
layer. Okay, there you go.
Your saturation swag.
But yeah.
Perfect. That's your thing, man. It's like all your characters, like it's colored a certain way. Like I know Nelson did something when it has like a certain kind of shading.
Cool.
It's cool. It's like you do. It's like you shade in watermarks. Like just a lot of tiny watermarks.
Yeah. When I'm doing the maps, that's how I do it.
It looks nice. It looks really nice. I don't mean to hurt your feelings.
Yeah, that's a lot of extra noise we don't need.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see what Mr. Brian is up to. Depth defying his map.
Dude, that looks like an actual 8-bit game, like Overworld.
Yeah.
What?
Brian's map.
Looks like
Yeah,
that.
it looks like the bad NES, like those bad NES Zelda overworlds from the 3 games that Nintendo doesn't claim exist.
That's mean.
Or like, no, the art was nice.
Bad games?
I'm not talking about the cutscenes. The overworld itself wasn't bad looking. It reminds me of like a. It's not Chrono Cross. It's not that good. It's getting there though. It's like almost in that vein.
Oh, okay.
It's really nice. Or like like those children's atlases I used to read as a kid. Yeah, reminds me of those.
Cool.
Getting that vibe. Like it looks like it could be in an old Flash game, or not like an old Flash game, but like in an old NES game or something.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to be a little bit more intentionally pixely to do that, though. But.
Yeah.
Alright. Like this is something that I do to add that layer to make the maps look a little bit more 3D. Is like I'll take this image, right? Desaturate it, and
Oh, we desaturated something. You gotta see this.
I desaturate. It's black and white. Then I mess with the levels a little bit to increase the sort of the black and whites, so I can have some deeper darks. And then what you do is that you do save as, and then just do it as a temp, not twemp, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. Temporary displace map. Okay. And then when you, I put everything in a group. That way I can duplicate the group and then collapse it. Because, I don't like making permanent changes to anything. I just like to fiddle a lot.
Hence why Nelson doesn't like classes.
But let's merge this group. Right?
I got you.
Now, this right here, that's the land, right? You can see the textures and the color and the pseudo paint job. But if you take this and go to filter, distort, displace, then you enter in whatever numbers you want to enter in. This is just like a personal taste thing. You hit OK, and then you have to select a displacement map. And I just saved the displacement map. Temporary. No, that's a different one. Which is the one that I just saved? Temp displaced. There we go. The more detailed maps displace it by a whole heap of a lot, so it doesn't look that good. But
I would love to get to the point where artistically I could just like piss greatness. That's what I strive for. Nelson's like he can just like throw up a map. Bryant too. He's just like, bleh. Here's a map.
We call it Mops Night.
And Mr. Proper Geography over here.
What about proper geography? It's good for you.
I don't want it. I want realism in my fantasy. That's why I want my character to come back to life. It's not because I'm bitter about it. It's because it's fantasy.
No, man, I don't have any problem with fantasy, obviously, but there are just certain things that make worlds more easy for me to think are real. And one of those things is realistic geography, because in all reality, water works certain ways. The Earth, or the way a planet works certain ways. Wind works certain ways. It's all very predictable. And when you have something that blatantly breaks that, it breaks my immersion immediately. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I don't know what you're saying over there, my friend.
He's saying he can't believe a world that doesn't follow at least certain laws.
Well, it's not like over here, like, oh, your fucking rivers aren't right. Fuck your rivers. That doesn't bother me so much as something like when you got a desert on a coast. Like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, man. All that water's got to be going somewhere.
Well, I mean, you don't know. Like, I seen this survival thing where I think they were in the Dominican Republic, but they were, in the Caribbean, and they went from a swamp to a jungle to a desert.
No, that happens.
And the delineations between the biomes were so blatant that it was like, here's the end of the tree line. The tree line ends. There's like 2 or 3 bushes, and then nothing.
Right, no, that totally happens. I'm not saying things like that happens. There are drastic differences in climates right next to each other, even in everyday places. Here in Ohio, a few miles south of me is a place called Hocking Hills, and there there are a series of forests, and you can walk 20 feet. You'll be in a deciduous forest 1 minute and a hemlock forest the next. That's a completely different ecology, completely different type.
I love how you said that, because I still really don't know what that means.
Well, deciduous forest is your basic like maple tree, oak tree forest, and a hemlock is a really kind of a primitive, distant relative of pine. It's kind of got like this mix between a flat leaf, broad flat leaf, and a pine needle going on. It's weird. It's cool though. Don't eat it.
So now I have to.
So
Now I have to.
map up, right? Maps don't last. Actually, you know what? Before we beat this map up, let's actually create uh, that effect that looks like it's folding, right?
That reminds me. I wonder if this is any good to you. Yes. Yes.
Make it all pixely.
How many folds should a map like this have?
Four.
Should have one fold down this way.
I just said something arbitrary. Hate and paint. Just doing like a really, really efficient erase and then think you could go for more. And then mess up one little thing and then you have to undo the entire thing.
Well, that's why you let go of your the erase. It's the same with any art program. If you do it in one stroke and you're constantly pressing down on the mouse button, when you step back, it steps back that entire stroke. Even though you shake it back and forth, a million times. Once you raise your finger off the mouse button, that's one step. And then you press the mouse button and continue to erase. And what that does is add steps to the undo, so you don't have to undo everything.
You don't understand, Nelson. I know that.
So
Also,
why?
honestly, it's so satisfying.
So satisfying.
Oh, you just like playing.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you guys have tips for locale maps, like towns and cities? This is about the best I've got. Here, let me zoom in on it.
Let me actually tab over.
Nope, I suck at those.
Wait, where's the hangout? Oh, this
It's
is
dead.
Oh, this is not the hangout. Where's my hangout tab?
You killed it.
Okay, this is my hangout tab. All right, that's what you. Okay, that's what you got.
Yeah, let me zoom out.
I've got
So-
some tips to randomize that, but you look like you basically did the hard way. What my tip was. Which is
Well, I don't know if there's a way to randomize it on Paint, so
Yeah.
you know.
But what as far as filling the maps out?
As far as making it feel real, honestly. As far as making it feel genuine.
You
I
can't
mean,
have
just
to
think of how cities like when you settle a city, you have to settle it for a reason, right? If a city's settled on a coastline, especially like back in fantasy times where there's land everywhere, you want to settle on a coast because maybe you might have started out as a fishing village or it's a planned trade center.
Yeah.
Possibly it could have been a fishing village that grew over time into being a trading hub. So you might want to have a few
Right.
buildings along the coast where possibly there were several very small fishing villages that as they expanded, their borders might have overlapped and have the roads.
And, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's a good way of approaching it.
And then afterwards, as the city grows, maybe they have a docks. As they implement docks, you get more buildings in the city that are further and further away from the coastline because those are the dock workers or they're the tradesmen, and you start having like your town square, your large market square where they have the fishmongers, the wool traders, and then the roads start off away from that market square, the larger roads, so that they could trade with further inland villages and towns.
See, that's weird. The way you're
So-
describing this is a lot of the way, a lot of what I see in the map already created, without really thinking about that.
Yeah, so-
Especially when you talked about the settling itself. I like that idea a lot. You know, how it started as like a handful of fishing villages, you know, and then expanded. Because yeah, ooh, there it goes. Bye forever.
What happened? Oh.
Yeah, I just fucking yeah. Right around here, what I plan to be. These are interior walls, exterior wall. This is the residential area, a centralized brain stopped working. A centralized kind of a temple area, right? A worship area. This is your primary temple, and then areas for like smaller temples and like pastor houses and stuff, whatever. And this is a cemetery.
That's like your religious district.
Right. This is the noble district, as it were.
Okay.
This is the merchant slash guild district. There's a really strong guild system in this setting.
Okay.
And along the side here, this is obviously the port district.
Yeah.
And this is a thriving trade town. And I like how you said, it could have turned from a series of unrelated, fishing villages into a thriving, trade city over time. And just like you said, there's a series of roads that go out to, other villages, other, towns and stuff.
And your roads also depend on the topology of your map.
What was that?
Is that the wall? The city? The wall? Yeah.
I can't hear you guys. What was that?
I'm muting. Go ahead, Brian.
Is that the wall? Yeah.
Yeah. The dark gray is an outer wall, and inside there are lighter gray interior walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I like your layout.
I just got a nitpicky question.
Yeah.
Why is this city walled off?
It's not.
I was just thinking that actually. Is it? Like,
This is I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
no, go. That's all right. You can answer, Nelson. That's all right.
This is a colony of a larger city, of a larger a country in a different continent. This is the primary trade town in this particular region. A few, I don't know, maybe a couple hundred miles to the southwest is a larger city, which is the primary capital of this colony. But it's not very developed. It's only been around for 150 years or so. Maybe 200. Exact numbers not defined yet. Not very well defined anyway. And I want to get a colonial America feel with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
And then it's walled off because it's not very safe. It's not very tame. The land is dangerous still.
now here's the question: Why would they have waited to until they were so large to have walled it off?
Well, the interior walls probably were older walls first.
Well, because it looks like you have a huge thriving city that just has one major set of protection on the outside.
Well, what do you mean by one major set of protection on the outside?
Well, you have your interior. I see. Can you zoom in so I can see it better?
Yeah, no problem. There. Is that good enough?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see now. I see the lighter gray.
Yeah, yeah. Here's an interior wall that probably was the first one built back when they first, established that they were going to pretty much say, fuck it, we're all the same town now. And
Yeah.
then these two were probably built soon after. Well, maybe not super soon after, but not long after. And then these two grew from this becoming more of a merchanty area.
Now,
Oh,
when you
fucking everything's going under control. It's going crazy, 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 crazy.
when you're building walls, like one thing that I learned, from watching History Channel and stuff, is that like
Yeah.
the Romans, right? Often they had like wall plans and stuff, and they had to build forts every so often. And wherever there was a fort or the construction, a little more or less temporary town sprouted up. A community that over time would grow as non-soldiers sort of flocked to that community.
Huh.
So like you have your outer wall looks like it's a massive wall, so that would definitely have to be supported by not just towers, but maybe like I don't know the scale of the map, but maybe a few forts as well.
Here's the scale.
So that's what, like 2 or 3 miles worth of town.
Yeah, approximately. Maybe a little less than that. Maybe about two and a half.
So it should at least have one grand castle, not just a cathedral, but an actual grand castle.
This,
It's basically a kingdom.
that.
All right. If that's
Well, I mean, this is here. I think you're imagining think early 1700s as far as technology is concerned, and general temperament as far as people are concerned. I'm definitely trying to get a pre-revolutionary colonial America feel for everything. So I wouldn't call it a castle. There weren't a lot of castles built in America.
but
But
there
there
were
would be.
there
I
were
mean, it would
forts,
be a large. It would be a large manor or palace or something like that. Traditional castles.
they had forts in colonial America.
No, they had forts, but there's a difference between a castle and a fort.
Yeah, it's a sense of scale and construction, but usually the defensible buildings were either very close or built into the walls.
That's interesting. Well, this is less than half a mile away from the wall.
All right,
Yep,
run a
yep.
half mile.
5 miles away or something.
Well, that would suck, but
Run
it
a
would
half
be
mile.
cool.
If they needed to defend the wall, right? Um, run a half mile. Like go outside tomorrow morning and run a half mile and see how fast you can do it and what condition you'll be once you're done running that half mile. And then you would have to think of a soldier having to run a half a mile to protect, or if the walls were breached, if those outer walls were breached, right? Let me see if I can. Yeah, the even the wall surrounding it, the inner wall is really far away. So once those defenses are breached, there's really nothing to fall back to. That means that the eastern edge of this town, the southeastern edge of this town,
Yeah.
is its weakest point. So in an actual military action, the best bet in like warfare, if they were to declare war with this town and try to obtain their resources and this land and control over what this city has control over,
Yeah.
they would have from wherever they're coming from, the military would have to come and swoop into the southeastern edge of the town, where there's only one layer of wall. There's only one outer wall to breach.
Okay.
And once that's breached, it's a clear shot to wherever the fort is. The military, the strongest military installation in this entire town has an area where it's protected by a single wall. Now you can keep it that way and just use that in the storyline,
I think I might actually.
you know? But like you know geomorphology, I know military tactics,
Well, that's fine.
you know?
But
What they can also do is like attack the west, and as soon as all the forces defending the city is all the west, and that's when they pull in the other forces coming into the east when they're most vulnerable.
If you wanted to use both a land and sea assault, you could actually enter the bay, and when most of the military forces are trying to defend against that weakest point, they have to make a choice whether they want to split off some of their resources to their navy, and if they do, they're fighting on two fronts. One, the navy one could actually be
More violent.
what is that called? It's not necessarily a blockade, but fuck, what is it
Siege?
called?
Each.
It's part of the siege, but more or less to split the enemy's forces, so that wall, its weakest point, becomes weaker because now they have to divert their attention. Oh, a diversionary tactic. There you go.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Do
Yeah,
they even have a naval defense?
no, they don't.
There you go.
On purpose, actually.
If I was them, I would build some kind of fort at least forts on the edge of the peninsula that they're surrounded by in the bay, and then on the island, because that would actually make a decent defensive position.
Yeah, it is. It's an extraordinarily naturally defensible place by sea.
Yet they chose not to.
Well, a big aspect of it, and I don't think there's probably no excuse as far as the construction is concerned, but a big reason why they don't have manpower to do so is there's been a very recently stopped war on the mainland, and up until very recently, a lot of all the best men of fighting age had been forcibly shipped out, drafted, to fight in a very, very violent war that's been going on for quite some time. That had only recently simmered down enough to the point where the forced draft was necessary. No longer necessary. But that has nothing to do with why it wasn't constructed the way it should have been constructed. But I'll just use that against them when I plan on doing what I plan on doing.
I mean, yeah, it works. But I don't know, like, if I don't know how your walls are constructed. Are they wooden walls? Are they stone walls? How thick are they?
I was thinking probably stone, and I'm not sure if these are going to be to scale. Obviously, I'm kind of limited by what I can do with what I can do. But these would definitely be very thick, fairly high walls, these outer ones. I like the idea of having little forts in them. Maybe at each entranceway, and then maybe between each one, a couple of, depending on how far away between each entranceway it is. There's only 3 entranceways, I believe. Yeah, 1 into the noble section, and 2 into the residential. Yeah, I think so.
What, are you talking about the main roads? You don't have to always.
Yeah.
Each main road needs a gatehouse. That is basically
that's the thing.
like a little fort in and of itself. Throughout the wall, they need like guard towers and stuff. And if it's stone, like, I don't know. This is just me putting my 2 cents in because I actually know warfare. But if it's stone, all right, if it's a stone construction, that means it took masons. There was a lot of manpower involved. Things had to be quarried. There needs to be a quarry somewhere. and there needs to be a road from the quarry to where the construction is taking place, and wherever that quarry is may even have a smaller town there where the core, the miners and stuff, the people quarrying the rock are actually doing the work of chipping the blocks, forming the blocks.
Thanks. I actually think you just gave me an idea for one of the towns I needed to conceptualize.
Well, there you go.
That's cool. I already got a name for it and everything. It's already in my
shit.
map.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's called Orebury, and that's cool because it's got the word "or" in it. So thank you.
Oh, see, this is what these hangouts are about. It took 2 hours for us to stop BSing, but well, some of us.
Shit, Chepe.
Shot fired.
Oh.
But yeah, I think this has been going on pretty much long. I think this Mappa map is about to come to a close.
Yeah.
All right. So, from where I am right now, oh wait, where was this? I'm like all sorts of.
Did you know there's a world builder group on there on Facebook? Are you on that one too?
Which one is that one?
Fucking, I'll fucking find it. Homebrewed RPG Worlds.
Oh, I have no idea. That's new to me.
It's cool. There's some decent stuff going on here occasionally. It's kind of dead though. It'd be nicer. There's almost 1,000 members on it though. But it'd be nice if there was more people, putting homebrew shit up on it, like maps and stuff. I think about putting up some custom backgrounds for a post-apocalyptic style world.
All right, let's bring Mappa to a close real quick and
Word.
just show off what we got going.
Sure.
Yeah, let's start off with Brian over there. Oh, okay, Brian's just not talking, and that looks like a brand new map. Did you make that map while we weren't looking?
Oh, this one? No.
Oh, what was the one you were working on?
Oh, Photoshop crashed on me, so I haven't been doing anymore.
Ah, okay, that's sad. Yeah, let's see what Chepe is just watching everyone else. Charles, Chucky. No, yeah. All right. Well, I got this.
Hey, I haven't been just watching everyone else. I've been working on Siatma.
Oh, there you go.
I've just been doing the outlines, which is, tedious.
What's it gonna be? Zoom out for
What's it
us.
gonna be?
Ooh, I like islands.
Not really islands. It's
Continents?
It's potato chip crunches.
Huh?
they're mini continents made to look like islands.
So they're continents, because islands, it's kind of like a fractal thing. Continents just look like big islands already.
All right.
It's supposed to be like I'm basically fusing two ideas for different regions that I had for different one shots. One I actually did, the other one tanked.
Yeah.
But it's going to be like feudal Japan, colonial India, colonial Spain, and Tibetan kind of theme
Interesting.
mixed together.
So Europe.
Hmm?
No, never mind. Never mind. I strike that quote from the record.
We're gonna be a dick.
Real quick, let me show Brian.
Yes?
You see the map on my screen?
Yes?
You see how it has like the little divots
Yeah.
that make it look like it's folded in? That's what you can do with the displace.
Okay.
I made a different folding layer Like if I turn this off and you see this paper here,
Mhm.
I turned that into the displaced map and then overlaid the map image and then distorted it. So
Nice.
this is the original, and that's how it looks folded
Ah,
to give that little
that's
bit more
cool.
3D feel. It's not a huge effect, but sometimes the more subtle the folds. I made it a little extra so you could see it, but
Mhm.
I pumped it up to like 20. Usually if you do like 5 or 10, it gives it a nice look, and then you could tear up the edges and put it on a table and it looks like it's actually there.
Ah,
So yeah, that's it for this Mappa, and I'll run another one pretty soon so we can make more maps, talk more about map making, city making, the whole nine. All right, gentlemen. So I'm gonna stop this broadcast.
You want to do it?
Yep. So all y'all that managed to survive this long, peace out. If I could actually stop.